There are two ways people quit drinking. There is the smart way and there is the dumb way. 28 years ago, I found my way into sobriety the dumb way. For decades, I knew I should quit drinking. I thought about it. I negotiated with it. I made excuses. I told myself it wasn't that bad. I told myself I was different. I told myself I still had time. And then my life exploded. It didn't happen quietly. It didn't happen gradually. It came as a tidal wave of consequences that left very little standing. At that point, I didn't quit drinking because I had chosen a better life. I quit drinking as a desperate strategy to salvage what was left of one. That is one way people get sober, and it works. But it's brutal, and I don't recommend it. There is another way people get sober, and that is by choosing to do so before the explosion, before the consequences pile up high enough to force your hand, before alcohol takes more than you ever intended to give. If that's where you are right now, this video is for you. You are finally ready. You've been wishing you could stop drinking, and now you're intending to do so. You've reached this precipice before, and you've likely stood on the edge. In all likelihood, you may have even taken the plunge once or twice, but somehow it never stuck. Those episodes left you frustrated and bewildered. You ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I solve this problem when I'm pretty good at solving my life's other challenges? You have a job, you provide for your family. Overall, you're a pretty good guy, though perhaps when you're drinking that isn't so apparent. But you are ready to try again. I'm Dr. Donald Crow, and this is Second Act Recovery. Before we begin, you should know who is talking to you. I spent 40 years in emergency medicine and more than 20 years recovering alongside other alcoholics. Today, I want to lay out a precise plan for pulling the trigger and quitting drinking. The irony of our situation is that we're actually talking about inaction, simply not taking a drink. Yet, to achieve that inaction, you must take very specific actions. If you're unwilling to take some simple actions, you might as well go watch a video about the benefits of feeding your cat goat cheese. But if you're serious, I'm going to give you a blueprint. This plan will give you the best likelihood that you'll succeed as you begin a better life. Here's the plan. First, review the evidence that led you to the decision to stop drinking. This requires more than just thinking about it. Thoughts are fluid, thoughts change. What feels obvious in the morning becomes negotiable by evening. You need a pen and paper. Write down the objective evidence that supports your decision to stop. Health concerns, relationship strains, regret, missed opportunities, fear about the future. Put it in black and white. If you'd like structure, I've created a simple checklist you can download using the link in the description below. But the key is this: you must see the reality of your situation on paper. Second, set a date. Find your calendar, pick a date, and circle it. I recommend choosing a date about 1 month from today. This is not the soonest you can begin. It is the latest. If you choose to start in 3 weeks or sooner, that's fine. The perfect day to get sober is not dictated by the calendar. It is the day you choose to start. But circling a date matters. It transforms intention into commitment. Not pressure, commitment. In the time leading up to this date, we're going to use it wisely. The third thing you'll do is obtain a medical consultation. This does not require a hospital admission or a full physical. If you don't have a primary care physician, a local urgent care is usually sufficient. Call ahead. Make sure they can perform basic screening and lab work, including liver function tests. During this visit, you must be honest about how much you drink. Not what you wish you drank, but what you actually drink. If you're polishing off 2 handles of vodka a night, medical supervision during early abstinence is not optional, it is mandatory. Withdrawal at that level can be dangerous. During this medical evaluation, your doctor can help you decide whether supervision during your withdrawal is appropriate. Also, during this visit, Some providers may offer medications for alcohol withdrawal, medicines like benzodiazepines, Valium, Xanax, Ativan, Librium. If you're not taking these already, I strongly recommend against their routine outpatient use. I've seen too many people successfully quit drinking only to become dependent on benzodiazepines instead. Avoid swapping one dependency for another. I also recommend avoiding wholesale changes in your other medications right now. Blood pressure and diabetes medications often need adjustment after sobriety, but reassessment comes later. Don't shock the system. There is one medication that I do recommend discussing with your doctor, naltrexone. As an emergency physician, I've used medications in this class to reverse opioid overdoses for decades. In recent years, naltrexone has been studied extensively for alcohol use disorder. If taken daily during the month leading up to your quit date, alcohol may stop producing the effect your brain expects. Naltrexone seems to dampen the reward circuitry. Alcohol stops feeling worth the effort. Let me emphasize that this is not a magic bullet. It will not make the process easy, but the side effects are usually mild and the cost is reasonable. If you choose not to take it, that's fine. The rest of the plan still works. I never took naltrexone, and most of the people I know with long-term sobriety did not take it either. However, it is growing in popularity and it's worth investigating. Fourth, prepare your environment. Gather every intoxicant in your home and put it in one central location. This includes the obvious bottles and the secret ones. Remove the stashes. Add friction between you and a drink. Sometimes a few extra seconds is enough to interrupt an urge. The day before your quit date, remove all the alcohol from this central location. Get it out. Fifth, build accountability. I recommend telling 2 people. No public declarations, no social media announcements. Use this script. I've begun to worry that alcohol is holding me back and I've decided to quit. I'm not sure how this will go, but if you notice any changes in me, I wanted you to know. One of these people should ideally be your spouse or partner. The other should be a sober friend, preferably someone who used to drink and has been through this process. If your partner drinks, emphasize that this is about you, not them. The best way to help someone else is to live the proof yourself. Sixth, adjust your schedule. If possible, take a few days off work after your quit date. This isn't mandatory, but it helps. Treat this like you would a medical event. Also, prepare a symptom relief kit, Tylenol for aches and pains. Ask your doctor about a medicine called ondansetron or Zofran. This is used for nausea. Nausea is a powerful relapse trigger. Seventh, plan your nutrition. Create a 3-day meal plan. Structure matters. Eating on a schedule stabilizes blood sugar and fills time. Choose a fluid and drink 6 to 8 ounces every 6 hours. Water, Gatorade, lemonade. Sugar is not the enemy right now. Glucose swings are common early on. Candy can actually help blunt cravings. I don't recommend eating sugar for long, but you can clean that up later. Eighth, create an activity menu. Write it down. Walking, reading, journaling, calling someone, watching recovery videos. Do not leave empty time where you must decide what to do next. Decision fatigue feeds relapse. When the urge hits, don't think, follow the list. As your quit day approaches, review your evidence. You are not quitting to be heroic, you're quitting to stop the damage. That is enough. Time 0 is the moment you usually had your first drink. When that time arrives, execute the plan. The first 24 hours matter most. Tomorrow, we do the same thing again. This plan works whether you're quitting on your own, entering treatment, or attending your first AA or SMART recovery meeting. Treatment is a luxury, not a requirement. Wanting to stop drinking is common. Actually doing it is rare. But those who do discover a life of opportunity, clarity, and fulfillment on the other side. Change is hard. In my experience, is the hardest endeavor a human being undertakes. To help you navigate the early months, I've created a resource that I call the 90-Day Sobriety Survival Kit. It will provide you with a new understanding of your relationship with alcohol, as well as providing practical strategies for navigating the first critical part of your recovery. In addition, I also have a free downloadable summary of the steps I've outlined in this video. I provided links to both of these in the description below. Please check them out. Also, to help the channel grow and reach other people who need to hear it, please subscribe, like, and comment below. And check out this video that describes what to expect after you quit drinking. I'm Dr. Donald Crow, and I'll see you in the next one.